Just checking. Just checking.
Okay. Okay.
You ready, Ann? All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. And do I have a really cool video for you today? We're talking about taking kids shooting. I got my son here with me, and we're at Renaissance Shooting Club here in Houston, Texas. And we're talking about just range safety rules and what I feel might be an often overlooked aspect of taking your kids shooting, or just a new person shooting, is just range safety. And we've all been at the range where we felt kind of uncomfortable with a new shooter, and it's no fault of their own. We've all been there. We've all started out somewhere. We've all broken range safety rules when we first started shooting. It's just, it comes with the turf. It's kind of an impromptu video. It's a beautiful day at the range, and I'm gonna test my son here to see if he knows the 4 range safety rules that everybody should know. All right, so let's go over the 4 safety rules. Rule number 1.
Rule number 1 is that you should always treat the gun as if it were loaded.
Correct. So what does that mean?
So that means even if a gun is not loaded, you should always treat it as if it were loaded.
What if you saw someone unload it?
Then I would still treat it as if it were loaded.
Great. Rule number 2.
You should not point the gun at anything you don't want to destroy or kill.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it's basically like pointing the gun in a safe direction at all times.
All right. Rule number 3.
Rule number 3 is that you should always keep your finger off the trigger unless you're ready to shoot.
Like what? Show me.
Okay. So you just shot, you take your finger off the trigger and you put it here. That's what being off the trigger looks like.
What if I want to keep it like low but still off the trigger? That's okay, right?
No, this is not okay because your finger can slip at some point and go on the trigger.
Okay. So show the camera really quick. How should you have your finger?
This is how you should have your finger on the trigger at all times unless you're ready.
Finger off the trigger.
This is how you this is how you should have your finger off the trigger at all times unless you're ready to shoot.
All right. Excuse the wind, folks. It's pretty windy here. All right, now rule number 4 is what?
You should always know your target and what's around it.
Okay.
So, say there was a bad guy right here, and I shot the bad guy, and the bullet hit the bad guy but went through the bad guy, and there was an innocent person behind the bad guy, and the bullet hit the innocent person.
That's a bad day.
Yeah, that would be very bad.
Okay, so let me ask you a bonus question. Bonus question. How many times should you shoot a bad guy?
Until you have no bullets left.
Yeah, it's mag dump it. Everyone knows how much I love mag dumping. So anyway, those are the 4 basic rules. I mean, you can expand on them as much as you want, but you know, honestly, if the number 1 rule is just always keep the gun pointed in a safe direction. So if you take a new shooter shooting, which I've done a million times, I've probably taken, you know, I'm not trying to humble brag or anything, but I've taken probably about 80 people shooting, new shooters. Most of them have kind of stuck with the sport, and I'm trying to grow it. You know, I really want to grow the 2A movement. The most important rule, just keep it pointed in a safe direction. All right, here's another question. Say you're at the gun range, bud, and you're with a bunch of gung-ho G.I. Joe types or just some friends, and you see a gun on the table. Is it loaded?
Yes, it's loaded all the time.
So, if it's loaded, why is it like this? How should a gun be at a gun range if you're just kind of hanging out with your buds?
So a gun should always be with the slide back like this and pointed in a safe direction.
What can you, magazine in or out, or does it matter?
Well, yes, it does matter because if the magazine is in, people are more likely to think that the gun is loaded, but if there's no magazine and the slide is back like this, then people will know that the gun is not loaded.
Nice. My job here is done.
Wait. Oh, sorry.
Where's your hat?
I don't have one.
Why don't you have a hat? I have a hat. Go get a hat. Yeah, the thing that's in your hand, that's a hat.
Oh, so much better.
Yeah, hats are amazing. Don't lose that hat. It's one of my favorite hats.
Okay.
It's okay, I'll wait. All right, so my question to you guys is this. When you're at the range, what is the biggest infraction that you see at all times? I have one I see constantly, and it drives me crazy, and it really freaks me out. At the gun range, here, let's switch spots.
Okay.
Let's switch spots. So at the gun range, I see this all the time. I see somebody, they unload their weapon, they point it sideways, and they go to clear it like this. And they flag the entire line. That drives me up the wall, and it's super, super dangerous. I can't tell you how many times I've been at a range, someone's picked up a gun, unloaded it, and just pointed it sideways like this. And sometimes even kind of back, which is scary. Again, this is a 180 range, burns on all sides. All these guns have been pointed in a safe direction at all times. But yeah, that's my pet peeve. That's the one I see all the time, and it drives me through the roof. So comment down below, what is one range safety rule? So that's the biggest range infraction that I see all the time. What about you? Do you ever see someone break the range rules?
Yeah, the most common one I've seen was rule number 3.
Which one is that?
The safe direction rule.
Safe direction, yeah. That's key. That is, I think that's the most important rule right there, safe direction. All right, guys, thank you. Wait. Let's do a different outro. Let's do we.
Yeah.
Let's do a we. All right, guys, remember, take someone shooting, especially new shooters, because it's just fun. Try and spread the two-way movement. Thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate you. Till next time. Oh, you got to say till next time with me.
Okay.
We really appreciate you.
Till next time.
Yay. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Buddy, that's really good. You're
Okay.
looking down here. You want to bring the gun up here to your, this is called your workspace, okay? You bring the gun up while you still have peripheral vision. Load the magazine. Shoot.
Okay. So like this. Take, load.
Yes.
All right. Say when again.
When again?
That.
Yep. Empty that clip.
Okay.
You need to get better training than what I can give you, bud. You are a great shot.